Kembali lagi di Poros Halang bersama dengan gua Fuad,
gua Patrick,
and we have a special guest, one of the Twitter rockstar.
Yep, Mr. Andy Mitten.
Mr. Andy Mitten.
He is also an author of some of the best books and
founder of United Fanzine.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, Andy.
Hello, nice to join you. Thanks for having me.
Would you like to say hello to our audience? Poros Halang.
Hello, Poros Halang.
Hello, Poros Halang. Poros Halang is an Indonesian language for defender, center half.
Okay.
That's an ancient term for, you might say libero or sweeper. We said Poros Halang. In the 70s, 80s, we call it Poros Halang for a center half.
It's a terminology for a center defender.
Brilliant. I like the concept of it. And I have been to Indonesia. I came there in 99. I was in Jakarta on route to watching Manchester United, English champions Manchester United, treble winners Manchester United, playing in Australia. And I like to travel. I like to go to new places. So I stopped in Jakarta and then carried on to Bali and to Lombok. My brother-in-law also lived in Indonesia for a few years, up until about 3 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed it when I've been there. I'd like to come again, and I know that there's a big United support there. I was going to come in 2008, 2009 as well. Obviously, that didn't happen. And, I'm ready to go. So fire away.
So I had planned to open the session with this statement because I know you love this game. Roy Keane with a captain's goal. 99 Turin, when Juventus met Manchester United and Roy Keane showed them how to play football. So I'm going to start with that because I read the previous interview and you mentioned that was one of your best games ever that you watched. I want to know, because most people would go for the 99 final because that comeback is special also. And I would like to know your point of view. Why Turin was such a massive game for you?
Well, it was a great game for a start. The final wasn't a great game. And United had becoming closer and closer to reaching the European Cup final, but didn't go beyond the semi-finals. And after that first leg at Old Trafford against Juventus, who were the best team in the world, I thought that United are going out again. More so when the team went 2-0 down in Turin. And I mean, they had Deschamps, they had Zidane, they had an incredible team. And 4,500 United fans went out there. So it was the hardcore. It was the people who went to all the away matches in Europe, really good following. Because of a mix-up with tickets, I ended up in the main stand in Turin. And United went 2-0 down, and I was just like, shit. And I was surrounded by like middle-class Italians, and they were looking at me as if to say, we're sorry, you know, it's just, we're Juventus, we're the best team in the world. And then United clicked and absolutely smashed them. Bang, bang, bang. And at half-time, I thought, I'm going to see my team play in a European Cup final. And I'd never been able to say that. I'd grown up in an environment where United didn't even play in the European Cup because Liverpool won the league all the time.
Yeah.
And suddenly I'm surrounded by Italians who are now saying to me, your team is really, really good. And it made me feel so proud. And I went down to underneath the stand to get some food, but there was nothing apart from like coffees about that big, which the Italians drink.
Yeah.
And then after the game, I was buzzing and I got to know all these lads well and become friends with some of them. And they were heroes on the pitch. And then after the game, I wanted to be with my friends in the away end. So I walked round the outside of the stadium and I said to one of the stewards, English, And he went that way. But somebody heard me, like a Juventus hooligan heard me and came up and attacked me and kicked me in my leg, and I just fell to the floor. And like an idiot, I said Torino, as if like I'm from Turin. But then I realised Torino are their main rivals.
Yeah.
And this steward said to me in Italian, which I don't speak, but I took it to understand as, I don't care who you're saying you are, just get out of here now because you're in a dangerous place. So I ran back to the car we'd hired, and I waited 1 hour for my friends to come out of the United section. And then we drove to Genoa where we were staying. And after 1.5, 2 hours, I stepped out of the car in Genoa and my leg just collapsed. So the adrenaline had kept me going, and then reality had struck, and I just climbed out the car and just collapsed. And then went to Barcelona, and Barcelona was brilliant. It's an amazing city. I've divided my time between Manchester, where I'm from, and Barcelona for the last 25 years. So for there to be like 50,000 United fans in Barcelona, to win the competition, to win it in that style was incredible. But Turin, you can't help how you feel. And Turin for me was the best game that I've seen in all the time watching United. And I've watched United in 34 countries, 43 countries. It was almost 44, but the game was cancelled in Indonesia. We'll be back one day. And I just felt incredible pride in your team. And I'd been going with my friends since I'd been a kid. We'd started United We Stand, the fanzine, when I was 15. It's still going now. It's so much more than the 90 minutes. It becomes your whole lifestyle. Yep. And we'd seen the team grow from a team when we started were 11th in the league, 13th in the league. Yeah. And I never expected United to win the league, and then to go on to becoming champions and to become such a dominant team under Sir Alex Ferguson. And then for me to start interviewing these people as a kid, you know, one of my very first interviews was with Sir Alex Ferguson. And as a journalist now, I look back and think, what an idiot I was. I wasted that opportunity. He invited me to the team hotel. I sat with him for an hour. And then after 1 hour, I told him I had to go to meet my friends. And, you know, you just never do. And I recorded it on a big stereo, a big red one. And he like pushed the buttons down to record it. And he was just laughing at me, as if to say, who's this idiot? And I took one of my friends along because I didn't know you weren't allowed to take one of your friends along to interview people. And then my whole sort of time as a journalist started to take off. I did a journalism degree. United We Stand continued to grow. Manchester United offered me a job editing their official magazine. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep my independence. I felt that's really important, and I still do. And that's why I've kept United We Stand going. I could have easily stopped doing it. I could have easily earned more money by not doing it. But I love doing it. And my career has just been built upon more and more contracted freelance work, books. And as I've got more older and got better contacts and more experience, just doing it for better quality of people. And now I'm the contributing editor for FourFourTwo magazine. It's the biggest football mag in the world. I do a lot of United stuff for them, but I do a lot of Barcelona, I do a lot of European football, a lot of fan culture stuff. I go to derby games around the world. I go to some pretty dangerous places for them. I like good stories. I love good stories. I write for The Athletic, and I write for GQ in the UK and do books. So I've written 11 books. Some of them are behind me there. There's a lot of United books here. And obviously...
8 United books, I believe,
Yeah, and I've done another one. I've been working with Patrice Evra on his autobiography for a few years, so that's quite interesting. And you know, I work hard. I travel to the games. I put time into travel to develop contacts. I think it's really important as a journalist.
Okay.
People face to face in real life to get stories. It's the hardest thing to get stories. And it's very easy to just comment on a story. And there's millions of accounts on Twitter just commenting on a story. The hard bit as a journalist is to get the story. And sometimes you know too much that you don't write it. You hold back. You play a long game. And, you being a journalist can be, it can be political. It can be all about contacts. If contacts trust you, then that's when you get a real high supply of information. And I've seen changes in like social media. It's a really important part of my job because I've got a lot of followers. My editors want me to be on there, but there's also real negative sides to it as well. You basically get anonymous accounts, even when you tell them truthful things. No, I'm sorry, that player's not coming to the club. If that's not the news they don't want to hear, they'll abuse you. And it's really dangerous for journalism because a journalist should tell people the truth. Shouldn't just tell people what they want to hear. I shouldn't just interview people who they like, who are popular. I should also interview people who are unpopular.
Yeah, but I think that's also become one of the problems with journalism today because they do this clickbait stuff. They actually sell stories by making up stories.
Yeah.
I have one question, a personal question. It's out of the script that it was given. The Bruno Fernandes versus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer incident, that was brought up by the English press. Was there any truth to that at all?
I never found out. I never asked the question. I saw the stories. And I could have asked the question, no problem, but I didn't ask the question. I suspect that Bruno... Well, I asked Ollie on the record a few weeks ago, tell me about Bruno, because I've done a big interview with Bruno. And he said sometimes he has a sulk. So I'm sure there's tension between them. I don't think it's a problem that there's tension between them. Yeah. If you're ultra winners, there was tension between Keane and Ferguson. So what? I want that tension to be on the training ground. I want it to be a rivalry between the players. Bottom line is Bruno's a great player who's improved United. And I think Ollie's improving United. And I know Ollie divides fans as well. But I think he's improving Manchester United. I think he's doing it in a really strange time with the pandemic. I think the mood has moved completely out of the real world to being online because people can't meet in real life. Yeah. So I think at the stadium, the fans are pretty supportive. And sometimes you see online, the reaction is so negative. So poisonous.
Yeah.
And fans are absolutely entitled to their opinions. But they make the thing that frustrates me is people make very definitive statements like, Luke Shaw is finished, he's not good enough to play for this club.
Yeah, because...
And 6 months later, they say, oh, I have to hold my hands up. And I can't do that as a journalist. I cannot kill somebody and then go, oh, I have to hold my hands up. I have to write in a different language. Yeah. And you can say, he's not playing well. He's not good enough at the moment.
Yeah.
If Man United listened to the Twitter fans, they would have no players left within 1 month because they would all be told.
Okay,
and Andy, more objective.
Andy, I have a question for you. From the story that you told us, what was your favorite United game? Must be versus Juventus semi-final. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many. There's been such a long time. I could tell you 100 amazing games, but
okay, but the most top of it.
Yeah, Juventus 2, Manchester United 3.
That's the best United game that you ever matched, that you ever watched.
Amazing.
So, what was your favorite captain? Who was your favorite captain? Journo.
Then Robson.
And Brian Robson.
Second.
Why?
They were both warriors who would do anything for the team. They'd put the heart onto their sleeve. They'd go into battle. They were really important players. They were the best players in the team. Robson lifted quite an average team throughout the 80s.
Yeah.
Provided some of the greatest moments of my childhood. Keane did the same in the 90s, but he had better players around him so that United could win all those trophies with him. And I think Keane is such an interesting man speaking to him as a journalist. He's never dull.
How do you feel when you found out that Keane was out from the club?
I was initially disappointed because it's been such a big figure. But you have two bulls in the same pen, Ferguson and Keane. Things like this are going to happen. And probably Ferguson was right. But at the time, it didn't feel like... Yeah, and well, I mean, Keane wasn't as young as he'd been. He wasn't the player that he'd been.
Yeah.
And sometimes Ferguson needed to make those really clinical, difficult decisions. And he'd built up such a huge bank of credit that he got away with it. But even in 95, when he'd won league titles, when he let Paul Ince go, Andrei Kanchelskis go, Mark Hughes go. I mean, if that would have happened now, he would have been crucified for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he was right.
Fergie was right.
You interviewed Roy Keane twice, I believe, yeah?
More than that. Several times, probably.
I mean, I personally love Roy Keane. He's my United captain of all time. I met Robo once when they came to Indonesia for the United Legend game. He called me a pussy. I love him for that. But Roy Keane is the greatest captain in my opinion. Now, I want to ask you something about Roy Keane. You interviewed him once, and in your interview, you mentioned that after the interview with Roy Keane, United had a little bit of worry about what Roy said to you. United. Could you explain to me that to expand on that interview?
Roy Keane is absolutely fascinating and speaks exactly how he feels. And I got told that I had 25 minutes with him. I ended up speaking to him for 1.5 hours. And the interview went up and down. And I would say to him things like, have you read the new book by Tony Cascarino? And he would say, yeah, but he's a... And I'd say, I didn't ask you that. I said, have you read it? Yeah, but he's a... and this would go on, and it was an incredible interview. And then we published the interview, and United were concerned about several parts of the interview. But because it's Roy Keane had the final say. He was in a very strong position. He was the best player at the club. And he just said, this is what I've said. Of course, there's having concerns, and there's defamation of character. There's libel. You've got to work within the laws. You can't just call someone a thief if they're not a thief, because they'll sue you and take you to court. Not that Keane called anyone a thief, but it's probably the best interview we've ever done in United We Stand. But there've been others. Darren Fletcher was brilliant, and some of the books have been really long interviews with players where you sit with them for a day and they tell you about their life stories, and they've got amazing life stories, and they hit the top of their professional career by joining Manchester United. So I try and find them type of stories. They interest me. They take a long time for someone to give you all the information about themselves, but I think it's worthwhile in the end.
And you mentioned United We Stand, a fanzine that you started at the age of 15. Wow, 15. I got a son who is 15. All he does is play games. Okay, at 15, and you're already watching games, away games. Could you, I mean, most of our fans here don't, I mean, I've read a lot about you, so basically I can say this, but could you explain why you started United We Stand fanzine, and then who took you to the games and why you went to the games? I even heard that a little birdie told me that you went away games alone. So could you explain to that?
Well, I'm from a family of football players, so I'm basically the only one who didn't receive money to play football. My uncle Charlie was the best one, but I'm from a big family, and virtually all of them played football professionally, semi-professionally. So from the age of 3 or 4, I was watching my father play around the north of England, and I loved it. I loved that semi-professional football. But we were always United fans. I grew up in, my first 5 years were in Stretford, right behind the Stretford end, and then we moved to Urmston. So I was only 3 miles from Old Trafford. You could hear the stadium on a loud day. And then I would beg my dad to take me to games, and he wouldn't, because he was a player. So I wasn't one of these people who was taken from the age of 5 or 6 to United. And I would beg him to take me, and he said, no, I'm playing myself. So when I was old enough to start going by myself at like 13, I would do. But I quickly found out that football fans were treated very badly, and admission prices were high for a child. Facilities were really bad. I remember I earned £2 a week to deliver newspapers, and it cost me £4 to stand at an away game at Nottingham Forest. And I thought, this is just totally wrong. It's not fair. And then when I paid that £4, I stood there and there was a big obstruction in front of me. There was no roof. The terraces were bad. And this was just before the Hillsborough disaster.
Okay.
And football fans were seen as second-class citizens and hooligans, and I wasn't a second-class citizen. I wasn't a hooligan. So I started United We Stand to try and give fans a voice. It was in that first wave of football fanzines, and including some at United, and it grew pretty quickly. You know, we stood outside Old Trafford, we sold copies, and it was terrible at the start. I have to be honest, it wasn't worth buying, but pretty soon it became worth buying. And United got such a big fan base that it grew and grew. And by the time I was 18, I decided to do a degree in journalism. And then by the time I was 20, United offered me a job, but I didn't say yes. I said I'd do some freelance for them. And I did that for them until the Glazer takeover in 2005. That was a real difficult time for United's fan base. It completely fractured. A lot of my friends went to support FC United. My brother was one of the first players to sign for FC United.
Okay.
So, I had like divides within friends and within family. And United We Stand carried on, and we've been going for 31 years now. We're still independent. We've built up contacts over the years. We get good interviews. We did first big one, I think, with Jose Mourinho. We've done big ones with Ed Woodward. And I think it's really important to interview people like Ed Woodward, even though he's not popular with fans. I think it's important for me to put difficult questions to him and find out what's happening at the club. And the last interview I did with him was at a difficult time for United. And I think that 70% of our readers completely understand why we interview someone like Ed Woodward. But you would have people who've never bought the fanzine. Why are you interviewing him? Why did you not punch him?
Yeah.
This is disgraceful. It's not disgraceful at all. This is called journalism. And just because you don't like some of his answers, that's not my problem. And I would ask him exactly the same questions again. And just because he's not saying that we're signing Messi tomorrow. And people were angry, and I get why they're angry, because at the time United were 8th in the league. But that shouldn't stop me doing my job as a journalist. I could have sold that interview anywhere in the world, but I kept it for United We Stand. And if someone cannot see the difference between proper journalism and me only, going to Milan to interview Nemanja Vidic and everyone going, oh, this is great. Yeah, he's the best player ever. Andy, you're my favourite writer. Oh, that's very nice when you do jobs like that. Do some of the shit stuff. I'm not going to stop doing that either.
Okay. Andy, I want to ask you, the latest, Nicky Butt was stepped down from the United coaches staff. So what will happen to United after he stepped down? Will it affect to the youth players, or maybe Ole, or whatsoever? What do you think?
I don't think it'll affect Ole. I know Nicky. I like Nicky. I think he's done a good job. I think he'll have a good future in football. I think losing him is a shame. And gaining someone like Darren Fletcher is a positive for United. I think the youth system is in a much better place than it was 6 years ago when I wrote a very critical article about the youth system. And I'm glad I wrote that. And when I wrote it, I went on the pre-season tour and I thought, people are not going to like me here in the club because I've written a very critical article. But actually people were coming up to me, including players, and making sure nobody was looking and going, thanks for writing that. It's important that you wrote that. My sources were good. And again, that's journalism. It's not telling people what they want to hear. I got a lot of criticism for it from fans saying, oh, this is too negative. Bullshit. The youth system wasn't good enough. And people like Nicky improved it. and there's some really good young players now. It's a much better youth system there. And it's a shame that he's moving on. I'll interview Nicky in good time and find out more detail.
You know, the Manchester United official term was that Nicky is going for a new challenge, a bigger challenge. I have this suspicious. Do you think that Gary Neville or Paul Scholes had anything to do with him moving in?
No. I know Gary. I know Paul. No. I also am suspicious about the statement. Well, that's what companies do. That's what companies do all around the world.
Yeah.
What's the alternative?
Yeah, I guess.
What do you do when you did?
You can't really say the what you want to say.
You've got to keep it nice and clean, and this is a departure, and everyone has their opinions about that.
Yeah.
But that's how
you mentioned something about as a journalist, you give out the truth, whether it may not always what you want to read, but it's the truth. And you said something about we were 8 at that time, and people were not accepting what Ed Woodward was saying. And I agree with you that most of our fans today, they've never been during the Ron Atkinson years. They have never seen the early years of Fergie. You've seen that. And most of our young fans here have not. And one of the things with Poros, we would like to give that history so that you get to know what it feels like to be a Manchester United fan. Can you come and tell us a little bit about how it was before Fergie and during the beginning of Fergie time?
Yeah, it was. Am I allowed to say the word shit? Because it it was. Manchester United finished 11th and 13th in the table. Most of the fans wanted Alex Ferguson to be sacked. Most Manchester United fans wanted Alex Ferguson to be sacked. That is a fact.
Yes.
Yep.
And he wasn't sacked. And the club were right to stick with him. So the fans are not always right. The club has got to take a longer view. And Liverpool were the dominant team when I grew up. As I said earlier on, I never thought I would see United win the league title. The problem with success is that expectations rise. So fans think it's normal. And I see it at other clubs. I see it very closely at Barcelona. Barcelona won one league title between 74 and 91. The idea of winning the league all the time is not normal.
Yeah.
And a whole generation of United fans, because Fergie was so brilliant, began to think that it was normal. But if you look at that, the whole history of the club, not just from when I was young, but the whole history of the club, United have been in the second division twice. They nearly went down to the third division.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, clearly, expectations are high, and they should be high, because Manchester United is one of the three biggest clubs in the world. And if the team are 10th, that is a failure, and fans should be angry with that. I don't think anyone's got a divine right to win the league every year. Fans get frustrated because they see other teams winning the league. I get frustrated as well. I get frustrated now when I see Manchester City pulling away.
Yeah.
So fans look to apportion blame. And the ownership of the club's never going to be popular, because the Glazers, the way they took over the club with a highly leveraged buyout, that should never have been allowed to happen, in my opinion. But it did happen. And because they take dividends out of the club, they're never going to be popular.
Yeah.
So what's the alternative? You've got the Manchester City, the Chelsea, the PSG model, where you've got a benefactor. Some fans would accept that. They don't mind somebody from Saudi Arabia owning Manchester United. And any issues with human rights, they don't care as long as the team is winning trophies. But there are also a lot of people who do care. I don't think United can be owned by anybody. I think United is big enough to be self-sustainable, but that model's not going to happen anytime soon. And also, I see the model at Barcelona and Madrid. I used to think it was the right model, and I see the problems that it causes because of a thing called human beings. They end up killing themselves by ego, and the Barca models become really, really problematic. I think United have had a pretty tough 7 or 8 years post-Fergie. I think the recruitment has been poor. I think it's getting better. I think the managers haven't worked out as well as any of us would have hoped for. There's been great moments along the way. Jose winning the Europa League, Louis van Gaal winning the FA Cup. But the team hasn't come close to winning the league. I didn't expect them to come close to winning the league this year. And that's been the case. I got a bit excited in January when the team went top of the table, but I never thought United would win the league. And I think that Ollie's doing a good job. I'm not saying a great job. I'm not saying he's winning the league yet, but I think, I see people, every time United drop points, Ollie out. Well, why? What's the solution? We've tried Van Gaal. We've tried Mourinho.
Yep.
You're going to bring another guy in, and what, you're going to give him another 2 or 3 years? Because it wasn't always perfect under Fergie either. There were some terrible performances, but people are so revisionist.
We got battered by Middlesbrough. I remember that game so well. We got beaten 4-1 at Middlesbrough. It was a sole Cristiano Ronaldo goal at the end of the game to make that 4-1, or otherwise it would have been 4-0. It hasn't always been a perfect game. And I keep on telling you, and I agree with you that we do need to be patient with Ole, because he's laying out the foundation. Trophies are not always the level of the mark of the success of a club. And I totally agree with what you're saying, Anne.
And it's frustrating when I felt so annoyed when United went out of the FA Cup to Leicester, or when you lose the game against RB. It drives you crazy.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean you should just sack the manager and bring another guy in. And when he's not delighting everybody after 6 months,
sack again. Yes.
I just don't think it's a good idea to keep doing that.
Agree.
And, I wish Ole would have played Bruno from the start against Leicester. And I make all these opinions and judgments with the benefit of hindsight, because if United would have won, I wouldn't have made any of them.
Yes.
And you tweeted that, didn't you? I'm asking question why Bruno and Shaw are being rested a week before our international game.
And I stand by that. I also know that the team were exhausted after Milan, and Leicester had a week to prepare.
Okay. But
in the aftermath of that game, if I would have said that, people are like, you're just looking for excuses. Yeah. You're dealing with angry, irrational people.
Yeah.
And I know sensible, intelligent friends of mine who messaged me after the derby, this is brilliant. And I replied to them, you wanted Ole Gunnar sacked 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I actually know a YouTube account that went Ole out, and then suddenly celebrating something. Go on.
If the club would have listened to you 6 weeks ago, where would we be now? It's knee-jerk reactions are not always good.
Andy, you just said that Ole was good. Okay, so in your opinion, how long does it take under Ole we can be a good team, a great team, maybe a champion?
I think you've got to be looking at an improvement this year. I think winning the Europa League would be really important this year. I think next year there should be another improvement. I think you've got a major problem at the moment called Manchester City with Pep Guardiola, and the way they are funded, and the way PSG are funded, and the way Chelsea are funded. I think it's very difficult for anyone to compete. However, United have still spent a huge amount of money and spent it pretty badly. So recruitment has got to continue to improve. And clambering to finishing 4th is not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to see a title challenge.
Is it possible though with this current squad?
At the moment, no. I think he needs 2 or 3 players.
And now with Darren Fletcher and John Morta, what do you think? Will it get better?
If they have power, they need power to do the job. I like and value Darren's judgment. I know him. I know John, and they need to be allowed to do their job. And it's all right identifying players. So say they see a central defender in Spain. You've got to get that player. Well, he's one of the ones that they're watching, but United are watching 7 or 8 central defenders and weighing up which one's the best one. Now they've got to get that player. So United might watch the best central defenders in Spain and come to the conclusion that one of them at Real Madrid is the best one. Are Real Madrid going to sell as easily as Villarreal or Seville? No, they're not. So there's all these factors to weigh up. The bottom line is United have got to bring a couple of good players in this close season. And do that in a pandemic when the club's bottom line has been hit badly. However, other clubs have been hit even more. I don't think we're going to be seeing transfer records broken this summer. No chance. There was no chance of United paying 120 for Jadon Sancho last year. And I can understand why. That's not a popular opinion because a lot of fans just buy him. Break the bank. Who cares about the money?
I was actually one of those people who says that.
Because emotion wants you to buy it. And when I was younger, I would say the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been a mistake to spend 120 million on
for Jadon Sancho. Yes, correct.
Yeah, agree.
I think he's very good. And maybe 80 million was a better price. But I've seen the problems that have followed at Barcelona because they did spend 120 million on Coutinho, on Griezmann, on Dembele. And they are now in a complete mess.
Okay.
Break the bank.
Okay, Andy, if you have 120 million, will you spend to Sancho or Kane or Haaland?
Well, I'd be an absolute hypocrite if I said now, spend 120 on Sancho, having just said don't spend 120.
So you will spend it for?
Haaland, then Sancho, then Kane. All 3 of those players would improve Manchester United. All 3 of them. Kane scores goals. United need goals up front.
Yeah.
And he knows English football completely good, right?
If any of those players came, I'd be delighted. I'm sure Manchester United fans would be as well.
I'm sure. But that's not realistic, is it? Especially Haaland. I mean, I love what Roy Keane said, that Roy Keane wanted that Haaland to come to United. And then he posted him standing over his dad. And it's like, how are we ever going to get him if you keep on doing that?
I think United have got to be aiming for players like that. Yeah, if you're gonna go past Manchester City, you've got to be trying to get players like that.
Will the board back Ole? Will the board back Ole up? Will the board back Ole up?
I think
to spend the money.
But to what level of backing him? If the money's not there, I don't think we're going to be seeing players over 100 million. I don't think the money's there. Look at the simple economics of it. The stadium's been empty for a year.
Empty. Yeah.
I've got one transfer that I'm concerned about. I want to ask you, as someone who's close to the club. This transfer news lately was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's new contract.
Yeah.
What's the truth behind that? Because there was also news about some guys saying that another manager met with the Glazers in the States. So, where's the truth here?
I don't know about any other manager meeting the Glazers in the States. I don't think United should do anything until the end of this season.
Okay.
I think some of the stories you're seeing now are what I would call international week stories, where there's nothing else happening. So they're written on the balance of probability. Manchester United are considering. Manchester United are about to. Manchester United are set to start talks. There's a big difference between signing a contract.
Yeah.
I think if Ole finishes second and wins the Europa League, then he should get a new contract. If he finishes 7th and wins nothing, then that becomes a serious issue. And I think there should be a debate about whether he deserves a new contract.
So basically, it's just selling news during the international break. Then.
I think it is. I do think he will. I do think he will finish second or third. I hope he wins the Europa League, and then he will deserve a new contract to continue the good job that he's doing. But I don't think there's any pressure to announce that now, when the season's still in play.
Yeah.
In Europa League, how the probability for United to win the league?
I think United have got to be favourites.
The top one, top seeded.
I think United should be favourites to win the Europa League this year and should do everything they can to win the Europa League this year. With respect to Granada or Roma, it's Manchester United.
Okay.
Even Sevilla. You know, Sevilla aren't in it to knock United out.
Yeah, last year.
Manchester City aren't in it, thankfully, to knock United out.
Yeah.
Although if you played a game at City's place, United knocked them out. But, you know, that's not bullshit. United need to win trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But every time Manchester United are being favourite, something always goes wrong.
Which has got to change. It's a frustration.
Yeah.
Big frustration. You know, that Leicester game was a big frustration. You know, when Manchester City knocked United out of the Carabao Cup, and I know that the best team won that game. And it's tough, but you're just like, you know the better.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing that you can say about the FA games.
Yeah.
The better team won.
Yeah, they did. But we can't be talking in 3 years' time still saying Manchester United need to win a trophy. They've got to win a trophy. Got to be challenging for the league title. And I think all he's getting is improving. He's got to continue improving. Got to continue bringing in players who improve the team, like Bruno Fernandes. There'll be more bumps along the way. I'm sure of it.
Do you believe that Bruno and Pogba can work together in the same team?
Yes.
Oh, Lucas asked this question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that there's no issue between them. They get on well. I'm telling you.
Of course, there's no issue.
Who does not like Pogba at all? At all.
Okay.
No.
That's why I was surprised that he asked that question.
I admire him as a player. He's a good footballer. He's a world-class footballer. He's a world-class player. But for some reason, I don't like him. Is it okay?
I don't like. I have a problem, but
absolutely
for me, Sir Alex Ferguson sold it. There's a reason why he sold it.
But he's also a world-class player on his day.
Yes, he is.
Yes, it is.
In December, you couldn't find a United fan who wanted Paul Pogba to stay at the club.
Yes.
Yeah.
In February, you could. And I wrote the story about how he's open to the idea of signing a new contract. My source was a good one on that one. And by that time, because he was playing well, you had United fans going, okay.
I think he will sign, though. I think he will sign. I mean, like you said, not many clubs can afford to buy Paul Pogba nowadays. So Pogba's choice is, all our sport choice is basically keep signing with Manchester United, but make it a short-term contract.
Last question, Andy, from me. Between Diano and De Gea, which one you choose?
Ooh, that is the most difficult one you've asked me there. That's like saying Java or Sumatra, you know? That's like...
But come on, it's about telling the truth, right? As you said, as a journalist, you're telling the truth. So
this is your opinion. You're on the spot.
It's your opinion.
It's a fair question, but it's a hard question.
But still, you have to answer it.
I know I do. Bali or Lombok? Bali or Lombok?
Bali or Lombok? I choose Lombok. I choose Lombok over Bali.
The Gili Islands or Lombok?
It's the same.
Dino or De Gea?
Because he's much younger, I'll go with Henderson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boys, it's been really nice to join you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Time in the future.
Thank you very much.
To get United We Stand, for us to send it from the UK, it's really expensive. But what you can do, I'm being honest with you. The postal system.
I think you have a podcast, yeah?
We have the podcast, but what we also have is a digital edition to United We Stand. Okay. So you can watch it on your iPad, and it's much cheaper way of doing it.
And how can we get this?
On my Twitter, the address is uwsonline.com. There's a website linked to it at the top, and you can. It's like £6 every quarter, and then you can get United We Stand on like an app, like
Okay.
Pages like this.
That's nice.
All right.
It might be worth for you having a look at that.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Andy, for your time and your opinion. It has been amazing.
And if you have a plan to come visit Jakarta once again, let us know, okay?
Yeah. We'll be your personal tour guide.
Okay, boys. All the best, everyone.
Thank you very much. See you, Andy.
Cheers, Andy. Have a great day.
Indonesia the next time.
Have a good weekend.
Oke, itu tadi Andy Mitten, seorang jurnalis yang dari umur 15 tahun sudah menulis tentang Manchester United dan sudah menjalani klub pertandingan-pertandingan Manchester United, bahkan away game sendirian. Nanti
43 negara.
Pak Prot yang akan membuat translation-nya.
43 negara dia udah away. Nah, itu yang menjadi kebanggaan away adalah saat lu mendukung tim lu kemudian menang. Itu nggak bisa lu deskripsikan dengan kata-kata. Itu kenapa gue selalu away untuk timnas terutama gitu loh. Karena pada saat lu datang ke stadion gitu ya.
Kata Pak Prot nggak ada translate.
Orang lagi ngomong nggak penting-penting banget kan, emang nggak ada otak.
Terus.
Gitu loh. Jadi pada saat lu ke stadion, lu nonton gitu ya, kemudian orang nanya, lu ngapain ke sini? Nonton bola. Lu dukung apa? Lu sebut negara misalnya Indonesia gitu ya. Lu akan ngelihat tatapan orang yang kadang menyepelekan segala. Ya sama kayak tadi yang Andi bilang bahwa dia nonton di bagian supporter yang middle class of Italy gitu ya, ngeliatin dia gitu ya. Terus ya tim lu bapuk nih segala macam, lu udah ketinggalan 2-0, tapi at the end of the game ya dia yang tertawa paling kenceng akhirnya gitu. Itu adalah suatu kebanggaan gue yang ya lu mesti rasakan lah kalau emang lu belum pernah merasakan gitu. Tidak harus klub gitu. Kalau gue sih lebih ke timnas gitu, karena kalau United masih terlalu jauh, gue lebih milih ngedukung PSMS main away gitu, yang udah berapa kali gue lakukan gitu. So karena tidak ada pertandingan minggu ini sampai minggu depan, jadi tidak akan ada review-preview. Ya kita kasih yang begini aja lah. Semoga kalian senang dan bisa tercerahkan kan gitu. Lu udah tahu kan bahwa dia lebih milih Dean Henderson, sama karena dia masih muda segala macam, which is yang dulu kita udah pernah bahas juga di Poros Halang gitu. Ya lu nggak usah senyum-senyum kayak tai gitu, Pet, nggak penting gitu. Ya gue kan bilang bahwa ya kan bukan musim ini
gue
gitu.
Salut sama lu, Bang. Gue salut sama lu. Lu tadi berani nanyakan tentang Paul Pogba dengan Bruno.
Oh iya dong. Iya harus ditanya kan.
Itu ya kayak kata dia, seorang jurnalisme itu kita juga jurnalisme kan sekarang.
Iya, jujur gitu loh.
You have to pour out the question.
Iya, gitu.
Gue jangan dipolin loh.
Dan bahkan dia sendiri bilang sampai sebelum Desember tidak ada satupun fans United yang kepengen Pogba stay. Gitu loh. Semua pengen Pogba out, ngelihat segala macam yang dia lakukan untuk tim gitu. Tapi begitu masuk Februari, oh ya dia bagus segala macam bla 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 bla. Ya sebegitulah fans ini gampang benci dan cintanya gitu loh. Ya, yang dibutuhkan oleh fans adalah konsistensi lo mendukung suatu tim. Jadi kalau lu masih yang ngomel-ngomel, nggak penting kalau tim lu kalah segala macam, mending lu tanya lagi ke diri lo gitu loh. Gua nonton bola buat nyari buat ngelampiasin marah gua atau karena emang gua seneng gitu loh. Karena kalau lu senang, seburuk apapun kondisi tim lu akan coba ngelihat sisi baiknya gitu loh. Karena kalau nggak lu tinggalin, selesai. Itu kan kayak hubungan gitu loh.
Gue setuju sama lu, Bang. Salah satu yang tadi gue seneng banget dari omongan dia ya. Ini kita udah 2 orang nih ya. 2 orang yang kita ngasih yang kelasnya kelas benar-benar kelas ya, bukan bukan pendapat seorang pundit netizen yang Twitter.
Iya.
Ya, ini kita benar-benar membawakan seorang-orang yang memang sudah berkecimpung di dunia Manchester United dari zaman dulu. Yang dua-duanya kita bawa sekarang ini adalah all in ya. Kita tadinya juga nggak tahu kan Andy Mitten ini mau di all in atau out karena dia selalu bersikap netral. Jadi kita benar-benar mengundang orang benar-benar bukan karena kita mengundang hanya untuk yang Bani all in aja.
Enggak.
Kita mau kok undang siapa aja. Nah,
dia bilang butuh progres.
Kalimat yang gue suka banget dari dia itu adalah yang tadi yang sering kita ucapkan dulu di Poros juga. Terus kalau lu ganti oleh sekarang dengan manajer yang baru, lu akan membutuhkan lagi 2-3 tahun untuk proses yang sama lagi.
Terus 6 bulan di-sack lagi manajernya. Gitu loh. Kalau
udah 7 tahun, tambah 2-3 tahun lagi, berarti 10 tahun lagi kita nggak
bahkan kayak tadi kata dia kan, kalau nggak salah 6 bulan kalau nggak perform sekali dipecat lagi pelatihnya. Ya lu akan begitu terus siklusnya gitu.
Begitu terus siklusnya.
Gitu. Jadi
dan akhirnya ya lama-kelamaan benar 30 tahun kita akan nggak
begitu. Iya, gitu. Jadi maksudnya kayak tadi gue bilang, coba lu cerna, lu nonton bola sebagai pelampiasan marah lu atau karena emang lu suka gitu loh. Kita kalau kayak setiap kadang United main, terutama kalau kalah gitu di Twitter gue di tag ada di yang lain ngomong sampai kasar banget, oleh tolol segala macam. Kita bukan belain oleh membabi buta, enggak. Cuma maksud gue, man, as a fans kayaknya lu nggak begitu sih harusnya gitu ya. Gitu. Kecuali memang tim lu lagi terpuruk banget segala macem. Kalau nggak salah gue timnas Italia dulu pernah dilemparin telur tuh setelah kalah di Piala Dunia 86 kalau nggak, gue lupa lah gitu. Itu ya oke, serah lu, cuma gue sampai lu maki-maki segala macam gitu. Sementara tim lu sendiri bukan yang sedang di rock bottom gitu loh. Dan dia sendiri bilang bahwa emang butuh proses gitu loh. Atau lu mau tim lu kayak tadi bilang City, PSG, Chelsea yang ada duit segala macam. United nggak begitu kan gitu loh.
Ya, itu dasarnya dia mengucapkan itu mungkin yang tadi kita sempat sebenarnya kalau lu harus ikutin yang Mitten-nya sendiri untuk mengetahui dia itu nggak suka dengan klub-klub yang model seperti itu. Dia itu pengennya itu United itu independen. Karena kalau misalnya diambil oleh kayak waktu itu kita juga pernah disebut juga di Poros Halang ketika Raja Saudi mau membeli sementara dia lagi terkasuskan kasus kemanusiaan. Itu akan menjadi sebuah masalah sendiri buat Manchester United dan
buat klubnya gitu loh. Ya walaupun dia nggak suka karena ya kayak tadi dia bilang kan, ya kayak sekarang nih dengan tidak independennya kan, ya Glazer ngambil dividen, ngambil untung segala macam, ya kan dia juga nggak srek gitu loh sebenarnya. Itu sih menurut gua. Jadi balik lagi ya, lu tanya diri lu sebagai fans, mau seperti apa sih lu dukung klub gitu loh. Kalau setiap pertandingan, kalau
gua bilang ya Bang, apalagi
gini, tunggu dulu, kan gua belum selesai. Kalau setiap abis nonton United lu kesel, lu marah segala macam, ya mendingan lu nggak usah nonton bola. Karena nggak bagus buat kesehatan lo. Sama kayak lo punya hubungan sama pasangan lo gitu ya, tapi lo marah terus segala macam, lo tidak pernah puas sama dia, ngapain lo jalanin gitu loh. Mendingan lo pisah karena itu bukan satu hal yang sehat gitu loh. Gitu. Dan sebenarnya, namanya hubungan
dari kalimat lo itu Bang, yang gua tangkap itu beberapa hari ini kan lo lihat sendiri kan, yang gua marah-marah mulu gua kan. Tapi yang gua tangkap dari omongan lo itu dan dari Andy Mitten yang tadi ya, kebanyakan rata-rata ini pada takut dibully aja sih Pak.
Iya,
dibully, malu sama kawan-kawannya karena udah ketahuan mendukung MU. Jadi lebih kepada malunya, lebih kepada takut dibulinya. Akhirnya dia marah-marah sendiri.
Dan itu kan gue udah bilang di Poros Halang. Sekarang ini fans itu begitu karena ya lu nggak tahan aja ngadepin tekanan, ledekan orang segala macem gitu loh. Jadi bukannya lu serap, lu membalin ke area yang lain gitu loh, yang nyerang membabi buta jadinya menurut gua. Dan ya nggak perlu gitu loh. Gue kesel United, gue bakar aja jersey-nya. Gue nggak marah-marah ke orang gitu loh. Itu bentuk kesel gue udah selesai gitu loh.
Itu aja waktu lu bakar jersey, pada komen-komen yang sok die hard semua. Apa-apaan bakar jersey? Apa-apa? Dia bakar jersey 11 orang kolektor jersey, men. Gue juga sakit hati dia bakar. Terima itu haknya dia.
Paling enggak itu hak gua. Gua marah sama United. Gua bukan pelatihnya tolol nih, gue nyerang fans lain, enggak gitu. Saking keselnya gue bikin gitu loh. Ya apa bedanya dengan orang yang pada saat kesel banget sama Moyes dia terbangin banner Moyes out. Selesai. Itu kan karena dia kesel banget gitu loh. Kan dia enggak nyerang fansnya Moyes atau siapapun gitu loh. Gitu loh maksud gue. Jadi
sebenarnya
lu coba bedain, coba lu bedain gitu loh. Kalau memang lu udah nggak suka segala macam, ya lu tinggalin, mau lu bakar kayak, mau lu sumbangin kayak, mau lu jadiin campaign kayak, itu juga hak lu gitu loh. Selesai gitu. Jadi udah udah 2 orang fans United yang nggak tahu ya, mungkin sepakat sama kita jadi ya, bahwa ya mereka juga tahu kok butuh progres. Lihat tadi kayak dia bilang ya, di sana di Inggris juga 2 tahun Fergie nggak ada, urutan 12, urutan 13, ya udah Fergie must go gitu. Tapi yang terjadi adalah kita tunggu dulu nih gitu loh. Kan nggak
tadi kalimat dia itu seandainya.
Iya, seandainya Fergie out,
mendengarkan kata-kata fans, kita nggak akan pernah mendapatkan seorang Sir Alex Ferguson.
Tidak akan gitu loh. Dan
kalian jangan salah menerjemahkan kalimat kami ini lalu mengatakan bahwa Ole akan menjadi seperti Ole.
Enggak, beda. Bukan. Ini masalah proses gimana lu percaya orang. Kalau memang mungkin sampai 4 tahun, 5 tahun dia nggak bisa juga, berarti memang udah bukan rezekinya. Ternyata dia tidak bisa gitu loh. Ini kan masalah kesempatan yang lu beri. Gitu. Kayak tadi bilang, lu datangin LVG, lu datangin Mourinho gitu loh. Itu bukan pelatih kaleng-kaleng loh. Gitu. Itu pelatih kelas dunia. Mourinho LVG habis bawa Belanda semifinal kalau gue nggak salah ingat gitu ya, Piala Dunia 2014. Mourinho siapa sih nggak suka sama dia dulu gitu loh. Udah dibawa kok hasilnya apa? Sangat jelek, rekrutmen terutama. Lu ingat dulu zaman Van Hal dia pernah beli Di Maria, Schneiderlin, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Darmian, Daley Blind. Emang itu pemain jelek gitu loh. Siapa yang meragukan Di Maria dulu? Daley Blind cukup bagus di Ajax gitu loh. Schweinsteiger, salah satu Belanda yang gue suka selain Toni Kroos yang gue harap bisa main buat United, main gitu. Tapi ya begitu mainnya gitu loh, nggak jaminan gitu. Jadi ya balik lagi, kalau emang lu nggak tahan dengan suatu proses ya lu tinggalin. Tapi kalau lu tahan ya nikmati aja gitu loh. Anggap aja nih bunga-bunga gitu kan. Kadang ini polisi tidur, gujrak segala macam gitu. Di luar itu ya nggak perlu lah gitu. Itu aja sih kalau menurut gua gitu.
Semuanya sebuah proses kan Pak. Dan balik lagi kayak kata tadi, segala sesuatu itu akan membutuhkan proses ya. Yang dilakukan oleh sekarang ini udah benar. Ditambah lagi dia juga sudah punya didukung oleh Murtoh dan Darren Fletcher. Kandi juga tadi
bilang. Iya.
Fletcher dia bilang dia percaya dengan Fletcher dengan
Iya, pas gua tanya kan, didukung. Iya, diberi kekuatan gitu. Iya.
Diberikan kekuatan oleh Glazers. Nah, ini yang menjadi sebuah masalah. Dan di sini seharusnya kita yang bersatu. LHG-nya itu kita setuju gitu ya.
Iya. Tapi jangan jadinya kemana-mana LHG-nya kayak kemarin gue lihat tuh di Twitter gitu loh.
Ada yang bilang lu aneh, lu bilang olehin tapi lu dukung LHG. Emang kenapa? Lah gue emang nggak suka sama Glazers.
Nggak ada hubungannya. Iya, nggak suka. Ya. Tapi dia juga menginterview Glazers gitu loh.
Kenapa? Dia pro prosesnya, bukan olehnya. Prosesnya sama. Gitu. Gue sama Fuad, gue jamin sama lu. Kalau Ole memang sampai habis kontraknya nggak ada improvement, kita juga akan bilang, oke, mungkin dia bukan is the right man for the job.
Di Poros Halang, di DPI, gue udah bilang di Januari kalau nggak salah, bahwa kalau di Desember kalau nggak salah, pada saat kita masih peringkat berapa, kalau memang sampai akhir tahun peringkatnya tidak bagus dan tidak punya perkembangan, ya udah Ole out, nggak masalah, gitu loh. Karena berarti emang lu nggak bisa, gitu loh. Lu nggak bisa membangun ini dengan baik, gitu. Tapi let it finish. Gue kasih terakhir deh closing, karena udah Pak Pro tadi bilang, lu lapar, oke? Lu lapar, lu cuma punya telur, ya, tidak lu ceplok, lu rebus telur butuh waktu 5-7 menit, ya, karena saking laparnya lu dan lu tidak sabar, telur yang baru lu rebus 2 menit lu angkat, jadinya apa telurnya? Belum matang malahan gitu, belum setengah matang juga gitu loh. Mungkin masih mentah gitu loh. Itu adalah akibat lu yang tidak sabar terhadap suatu proses gitu loh. Ya, kalau lu mau menunggu sampai selesai, lu makan gitu loh. Walaupun mungkin selesai ternyata gua sebenarnya kepengennya ayam goreng, tapi kan yang ada saat itu telur. Nah, boleh biarin dia selesaiin kontraknya gitu. Kalau ternyata tidak rezeki lu, ya udah mau apa lagi gitu. Emang akan menjadi lebih baik kalau dipotong tengah jalan diganti Allegri atau siapapun. Nggak ada yang tahu. Tapi yang jelas pada saat itu dipotong setengah jalan, lu akan mulai prosesnya dari awal lagi. Kayak tadi gue bilang, lu lapar, telurnya lu angkat, yang ada matang, lu bukan kenyang, tapi makin lapar, makin gak enak perut lu gitu loh. Lu akan mengulangin prosesnya lagi. Ya begitu terus kalau lu tidak mau bersabar. Oke? Have a good weekend, people.
Gua terakhir nih penutup. Satu lagi pesan buat kalian, be smart dalam mengikuti akun-akun yang nggak jelas ya. Karena at the end of the day, mereka yang mengatakan Bani Ole out, mereka ini sekarang sebenarnya sudah terbukti salah statement-statement mereka yang di awal. Dan sekarang balik lagi karena malu, karena takut dibully, karena menjaga nama mereka, statusnya mereka itu ngeyel sekarang, jatuhnya ngeyel. Makanya 2 hari juga kerjaan gue kan adalah benar-benar gue nggak nyerang ya, tapi gue menyatakan kepada mereka, ini bukti-bukti yang sudah terjadi, ini kenyataan yang lu ngomongin. Dan jadi be smart dalam mendukung, jangan jadi domba yang benar-benar nggak bisa berpikir. Lu nggak perlu malu kok. Kan waktu namanya Twitter ya kan, nggak ketahuan juga orang-orangnya kan. Yang penting, kalau memang lu lihat Ole memang sudah melakukan hal yang betul-betul menurut lu juga sebuah progres,
nikmati aja gitu. Udah, akui.
Nggak perlu lu teriak-teriak Ole out supaya terlihat konsisten. Kita juga nggak mengatakan bahwa lu kan dulu bolot, sekarang kok dukung-dukungan. Enggak, kita nggak bakal lakukan itu kok.
Kayak gua nih konsisten, Pogba out. Ya, bukan karena performanya dia, bukan karena kualitasnya gitu loh. Tapi karena attitude-nya. Dan gue masih konsisten, Pogba tidak bisa dimainkan bareng dengan Bruno, dan itu fakta, walaupun Andy Mitten menyatakan sebaliknya. Bisa, gitu loh. Tapi kan itu tadi belum dalam. Bisa itu kan sebenarnya masih bisa dikulik lagi, gitu loh. Iya kan, mungkin bisa kalau begini gitu. Selesai. Tapi setiap Pogba yang bagus, gue bilang, oke, Pogba bagus kok, gitu. Kalau lu yang kemakan tweet gue kemarin, wah golnya Pogba itu kan karena Bruno yang gak egois, dia berarti segala macam. Lu makan itu mentah-mentah, itu namanya lu goblok, gitu.
Udah,
ya?
Bang. Lu bikin aja kayak kata rapot. Ya selesai. Lu tari-tarian Pogba, nggak akan ada lagi yang ngata-ngatain.
Kalau United juara Europa League, gue akan bikin kaos FCL edisi Pogba dan gue akan joget Pogba nanti. Oke, guys, see you.
Gua tunggu ya. Gua tunggu.
I am what I'm saying, Pat. You know me, gue nggak pernah.
Min, ini episode keberapa, Min? Ini episode keberapa? Di episode ini diambil nih ya, Min, dipotong yang bagian ini. Kalau Manchester United menang Euro, gue pengen lihat video tarian Fuad ala Paul Pogba.
Gue bikin dengan jersey lengkap di lapangan bola. Gue akan bikin. Tenang aja loh. Kalau United juara Europa League ya. Oke. Sehat-sehat semuanya. Have a nice weekend.
Enjoy the international.
Dan santai aja. Sepak bola bukan segalanya. Ya. Dadah.